I don't know Benner, but I'm good buddies with Tyson Barrie. Tyson Barrie's good buddies with Benner. So then I can just go through him, and all of a sudden you feel like, you're a friend right away. So I think that's the first thing that that goes through when you get traded is you get so many text messages from different guys around the league on that team or not even on that team. That's like, oh, you're going to love this guy. You're going to love this guy. You're going to hang out with this guy. And, after that first 24, 48 hours, the emotional kind of whirlwind, I think you just settle in, and the guys do a good job kind of really making you feel comfortable.
We'll go next to Paul Friesen from the Winnipeg Sun. Go ahead, Paul.
Thanks, Gregor. Paul, how much more difficult or challenging is that process in this COVID time?
Yeah, I mean, he just got COVID, so I don't know, and he has quarantine, which I don't know how that works. I mean, that's for another story, but yeah, it's difficult, but maybe if he has family, if he doesn't, but maybe it's also easier too, right? Because it's just hockey. So you just hang out with the hockeys. You're not really worrying. If he is moving family, if he's not moving family, you're not really too worried about, because, it's only a month left in the season and it flies by, and then playoffs flies by. So in that sense, I think, and he's going, he's staying within the Canadian border. So that makes it a little easier for him too. I think in that sense, it's a little easier. I think if you're packing up, you got kids and they're in school and COVID's not around, then I think it's different, because then you kind of start stressing out a little bit for the family, what they're going to do. And then the family's more stressed out for what you're going to do. But I think in a year like this, I think where it's, hockey only, and that's your only focus, I think that part is a little easier.
We'll go back to Ken Wiebe from Sportsnet. Go ahead, Weber.
Paul, you've been on teams that have added players at the deadline. You've been on teams that have stood pat. How do you feel about your group going into the stretch run here?
Yeah, we're excited. I think we're pretty healthy. I think we're getting healthier. I think that's the biggest thing. And I think for us, and we've talked about this before, is we kind of, from the start of the regular season, we kind of found what our identity is, and we're, trying to solidify that, so when playoff comes around, we're peaking at the right time. And, they're going to have games, we have bad games, and we have good games, and we know what the recipe for success is. And for us, it's about not being stubborn, not being selfish, and kind of buying into that system. And then when we do as a team, as a collective group, I think we play well that whole 200-foot game, not just, offensively. I think it starts, from our defensive zone, but that's as a collective group of 5 guys. And when we play the right way, I think, we know what we're capable of, and I think we're excited for that.
We'll go back to Paul Friesen. Go ahead, Fraser.
Paul, how do you feel about the way this line of yours is coming along, and how much more is there to come yet?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I've always been, I think every game with Doobie, I think is, he's getting more and more comfortable. He's had different line mates all the time. So it's, it's a little different for him, but I think playing with Flies to me has been it's always easy playing with that guy. From when I stepped in here a couple years ago to early in the season, we're together. So, that always excites me when I'm playing with him. Just, I know what I get him. I know when he gets a puck or when he doesn't have the puck, I know where he is at all times. And I know what he's going to make, what play is going to be made. So for me, it's really easy to read off that. And, with Doobie, I think he's starting to get comfortable with that. And it's just about communicating and getting those little, little things. And I think, we're getting some chances, a couple posts here and there, but eventually those are going to go. But we just got to stick with it.
Back to Ken Wiebe. Go ahead, Weber.
Paul, kind of subpar efforts have been few and far between for your group. What are the keys in rebounding from them, especially this late in the year?
Yeah, I think just kind of getting back to our game. I think, every time we played Iowa this year, it's been a tough game. And, some games have been high scoring, but if you actually watch the game, whether one goalie was okay, the other goalie was okay, or one stood on his head, the other one didn't, I think they're a lot closer than the score appears. And so we know that, and they're always tough games. And, even last game was basically a 1-goal game. They scored late goal to make it 4-2. So we know what they're going to bring to the table. And I think for us, we got to match their kind of physicality. We can't swing by and kind of be physically engaged. And I think when we do that as a, group of 18 guys or a group of 20 guys, I think that's when we're playing. That's where we're locked in, and we're not playing on the outside. We got to play on the inside.